This college basketball conference tournament part 1 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your home for the NBA, college basketball, and the XFL. Use the promo code SGP and get up to $1,000 in free bets. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP to play, win, and get paid at MyBookie. We're also brought to you by Prop Swap. Prop Swap is your home for college basketball futures. You don't have to go to Vegas to buy Vegas bets. Prop Swap is available in many states where there is no sports betting. Use the promo code SGP and you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's PropSwap.com, promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Burrow, makers of the internet's favorite sofa. Get $75 off your purchase and free 1-week shipping at burrow.com/SGP. That's BURROW.com/SGP for $75 off at Burrow. Finally, we're also brought to you by Ace Per Head. Ace is the leader in pay per head providers, and they make it super easy to start your own sportsbook. Plus, Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
College basketball.
College basketball. The March, the madness, it's coming together. We're counting down the days till we'll be out in beautiful Las Vegas. Going to be doing a hang, maybe a live broadcast. All the details are coming together, but my juices are flowing. We're taping this on a Monday afternoon. Gus Gasm going, all fired up. Of course, talking college basketball. Sitting next to me on my left, Colby Dant, aka the Dantabase. What's happening, Colby?
Is there a better time to be alive?
There's not. There's not a better time to be alive. The tournament officially tips off March 17th. Which is awesome when it syncs up with St. Patrick's Day. Just a perfect day.
Wait, is that the first round?
That's the first Final Four, or whatever.
First play-in four,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
The play-in four, round 1, as they call it now, to make it super confusing. Which are we going to acknowledge it as round 1 this year? I know in previous years we've said no. I feel like we stick to not.
I feel like you should, just because you're still going to bet the unders.
Well, I was going to say only for the qualification that it is now included in the first half under. So. For those who were, jonesing for a little bit more and 32 bets were not enough, you do have 36 opportunities to get down on that. Of course, Ryan Real Money Kramer will be leading the charge, making some poor sportsbook attendance night horrible by saying, I'd like to bet all 32 first half unders.
All 32 first half unders.
It is fun watching you do that. I was in line with you last year when you just did that and they're like, huh?
Well, I feel like lately they've been getting more business-like about it. I've had a little bit more of
the buzz we've created.
Cool. Like here, I'm going to lay this much and I'm just going to rattle off the numbers, go. And, but yeah, early on, like eye rolls would have like from dudes, a dude eye roll.
Really, bro? Right.
Well, I mean, think about what it takes to get an eye roll from a dude.
You really stood out among, of all the degenerate behavior this person sees being a sports ticket writer, you really stood out.
Hashtag Degens only.
Well, and it's not a degen move. It's the smartest
if anything, it's kind of a smart move.
I'm playing
it's like analytical Ryan.
I'm playing the marketplace.
No, but I did see an eye roll when we were at that burger joint in Idaho. And he ordered a soy burger or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah,
right. I saw an eye roll by the guy behind the counter.
It's almost like we planned this.
Right?
Oh wow, he's unzipping the jacket.
Oh man,
it's getting hot in here.
Oh man.
Of course, you can watch me do this live on YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Obviously, this moment won't be live, but the next one would.
Did a fan send you that?
That was a cousin Mush. Shout out to cousin Mush.
He's a fan and my cousin, so probably just
a little
cousin.
bit of both.
Probably just
I
cousin.
like that, man.
But really, I don't know. Were you texted a couple pictures of me last night?
Yes, I was. They will. I think I'm going to release them exclusively on our Instagram feed. Ryan devouring his carnivore like past self that I knew so well, plowing into a. What I imagine was a double from In-N-Out.
Double animal style also went. Not that there's meat in this, just by proxy, but animal style fries.
What was the occasion?
We were celebrating the end of a soccer season. Unfortunately, 2 second place finishes, but still celebration. And what I'm here to do, and to come out to all the what were the names of my fans? The soy boy heads. Did we come up with a name?
The soy bros.
Well, I'm back.
You're back on me.
Unlike the Kramer FML tour that's currently on hiatus due to the Houston Roughnecks. And of course, everyone knows I do have roughneck fever. I was patient zero. Red meat. So I ate this In-N-Out burger, which is obviously delicious. One of the things that would be very hard for me to give up, but I've definitely not been pure to the soy boy mentality. And it's just, I felt like shit. I went to sleep at like 8:30. I slept for 10 hours, 12 hours. And I'm here to stay. I'm back off the meat.
All right, that's
I'm back 100% off the meat.
We're in Vegas in 2 weeks.
Thank you for participating in the sports gambling podcast.
Why do I do this to myself right in front of these SGP? There will probably be some cheating, maybe, or you might get to witness me eat vegetables in person. Perhaps I'll bring the broccoli onesie or whatever.
I'm gonna get this show back on the rails.
You guys want to talk about like broccoli asparagus? Yeah. I really like eggplant.
The only green I want to talk about is the green you can win over at mybookie.ag, the presenting sponsor of the Sports Gambling Podcast. Head over there, use that promo code SGP, get up to $1,000 in sweet bonus bets when you use that promo code SGP. College basketball, XFL, NBA, they got it all. Even a couple of political bets if you want to do that.
I'm going all in on Trump.
Whatever it is you want to bet on, mybookie.ag has got you covered, including I dabbled with some esports, Ryan. Gave it a winner, a plus 325 dog. Shout out to Counter Logic Gaming. I just picked it because they look like huge nerds, and they came through. Plus 325. So much action over there. You can play Colby Dance college basketball picks. They got it all. mybookie.ag, promo code SGP. And as the presenting sponsor, also leading the charge for the Bites brackets. Let's take a look at the Bites bracket before we start previewing these conference tournaments.
Dabbling in esports, also what my uncle called porn.
Well, you do get dehydrated. I do consider myself
when I saw
an athlete.
I know we don't speak a lot off air, but compliments to the new piece. I like the Sunday Fun Day.
It's fun.
I hope that sticks around. But I really had a nice chuckle when I saw that you posted an esports play.
Well,
and it made me think, like, what's happening?
Oh,
Sean is clearly, he's by himself a lot. Tess must be traveling a lot for work.
She is.
And Sean has gone so far into the D-Gens only space that he's betting on video games.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Legends only.
we know your dad doesn't listen off season, because there's no way you would do this to him. There's no way you would disgrace the Green family name.
Well, here's what I was putting together the Sunday Fun Day column. I hit all my bets except for the XFL 14 parlay.
You had St. John's, right?
I only had 3 out of 4. Yes, I had St. John's money line that was plus 200. Beat Creighton by 20 points at home. Was all over that.
Nice.
Shout out to Lenny Dykstra as well in there. He made a shout out there because I said it's fun to root against the Blue Jays after Joe Carter did to the Phillies. Sixers plus 12.5, bit of a homer play, but really the Clippers play no defense on these Sunday noon tips.
The Clippers are the NBA. The NBA doesn't play defense anymore.
Here you go, old man Colby wanting some travel calls.
It's arena basketball now.
But the League of Legends Latin America League that I decided to bet on, I was just on mybookie.ag, and since it's the Sunday Fun Day column, one of the things I like to do is try and pick out fun, weird shit to gamble on. I saw a plus 325 dog. I entered their team name into Google Images, and the image that came up was just too good not to include as the cover photo. It looks like if the main character, Asian guy named Crown, who kind of has like the Harry Potter glasses, but he's got like a badass earring. It looked like if Harry Potter got into like ecstasy and energy drinks, and like it was kind of a raver. That's kind of the look he has going. And then someone hit us up at Gambling Podcast. big fan of the show, also an Eagles fan, and he goes, "Dude, Crown isn't even on that team anymore. You got to let me start writing esports columns." So in the spirit of
#Legends only.
look for his debut here.
Well, it is the fastest growing sport in the world.
Yeah, and again, to call it a
Fastest
sport,
growing gambling market also
More
in the
than
world.
UFC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one of those like gimmicks on statistics when you're not that big and then you become just massive. That's a large percentage.
Okay.
Speaking of gimmicks, our bites bracket is plowing along. Kramer, you have your first ever matchup here. Your
What the fuck?
currently we seeded it as a 4 seed in the Joe Buck region, going head to head with the Shakira sound drop, which is slated at 13. I thought it would be closer. Right now, Kramer, what the fuck, is really plowing ahead. I thought this is where we would see our first upset. It started off chalky, as we would imagine, in the bites bracket, but we're continuing to count down. So make sure you head over to @Gambling Podcast on
I'm
Twitter.
still mad the X-Files music lost.
I mean, that was an interesting one because it really kind of depends on what you're rating these things on, because
That's one of the strongest plays I think
Well,
we got going here.
And real quick, Boston Capper was very upset
yes,
about the committee's seating. Was it of the boat trip music, or was it the X-Files?
I think it was the
music?
X-Files. Yeah.
And when the committee was having a moment of reflection, or at least part of the committee, I was like, yeah, but I think we stuck to the songs. Just they can't be as highly ranked. They just can't.
I think being a song hurts you in the little because it's just stuff we talk over. So I think the songs are getting unfair credit because they're tied to funny rants or funny
Does the
conspiracy
X-Files
theories.
thing really count as a song though?
Well, again, this is a lot of the decisions behind the doors that the committee
Like
had
the
to
boat
make.
trip is a song. I'm on board there, but the X-Files one is
Colby,
kind of,
we could have used your help here in the committee. Ryan again had his feelings hurt that you didn't show up for the committee meetings. So Shakira, and then now tomorrow, or depending on when you're listening to this, but we're gonna see some real action here. We got some 5-12 matchups, hot, going up against I like me some Glory Hole, so that should be a fun matchup. And then in the other region, thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast, going up against Lock Dog Tees. It's still anyone's bites bracket. We're working on getting a leaderboard going for you guys as well. So
Can I make a confession?
sure,
I voted for Shakira.
really.
I mean, this upset needs to happen.
Here's the thing: when the Sam Bradford sound effect that I authored comes up, I am definitely going to be voting against it because of the matchup it has against Long Cox. So even though I'd like to see it move on, and I like making fun of Sam Bradford, don't get me wrong, I worry that the Sam Bradford drop is kind of past its prime.
No, I'm going to disagree.
It is always fun to make fun of Sam Bradford, especially when you look at I think it was him and Joe Thomas maybe slightly edged him out as far as the person who's made the most money without playing one playoff snap. I did a deep dive on it, but I think what happened was that last piece of guaranteed money that he got from the Cardinals. Jesus Christ, why were they ever paying him? But I think that actually beat him, edged out Joe Thomas, who Joe Thomas is going to be like a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's really crazy that Sam.
How
Bradford,
old is Sam Bradford right now? Because I feel like the XFL or the CFL can still come calling here.
Why would he ever?
He still has time.
He's only 32 years old.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He still has a good 6-year window.
Tom Brady is 42.
Well, Stoops or who's the
Landry Jones went down.
Landry Jones went down. There could be a real.
Now that would be
Old Faithful.
That would be
that
pretty
would be
funny.
great if Sam Bradford went back in and just started balling.
Why wouldn't he?
Because
What's
he has
he doing?
Because he has a ton of money and he doesn't like playing football. The
I
same
wonder
reason
if he's hiking in Europe as well.
Oh, that could be the reason why. Maybe he's with Andrew Luck.
well, yeah, and you need if
He's
you're
funding the trip.
It's like Brokeback Mountain over there, right?
but knowing Sam Bradford, his leg probably got stuck in a boulder and he's all alone. It's like that 27 hours where he has to decide whether or not to cut his knee off.
47 hours.
47 hours.
127 hours. You're both
Jesus.
We're both idiots. That's why we have Ryan
Listen,
here.
you can last 2 days. Like 47 hours wouldn't be this like
With
gripping tale.
Yeah, okay.
I get pretty hungry.
27 hours. That's just like
Can you go for? You've successfully gone 47 hours without meat, right? And you're still alive.
Yeah, I can go 47 hours without a lot of things.
Wow. I don't want to know what else. I don't
What-
want to know what else is
What
going on
weird
there.
thing are you alluding to, Ryan?
I just thought it'd be funny to say water and pussy.
There you go. 2 essentials. You know what else is essential? Getting great value. And you can do that over at PropSwap.com. PropSwap is back, baby, for March Madness. They got you covered when it comes to futures. We're going to be talking futures for a conference tournament, but of course, the big tournament itself coming up, aka March Madness. The cool thing about PropSwap, if your state doesn't have sports betting yet, you can still get tickets. Basically, you're buying tickets from people who live in states where they have sports gambling. They're looking to hedge, so they're going to give you a better price. You win because you get a better price. They win because they get the guaranteed money. It's the classic win-win-win, baby. Last week, a San Diego State championship future, #Argos, that was originally bet for $100 at 400 to 1 odds.
Oh my God!
That sold on PropSwap for $1,200.
Wow.
So basically, they're buying it at 32 to 1, better than any other sportsbook in the country. All you got to do is go to PropSwap.com today. They will give you a 100% match on your first deposit. That's right, 100% match. And use that code SGP. It's no rollover requirements. If you want to buy a $200 sports ticket, you only need $100 and PropSwap.com, and of course the code SGP. There were some interesting. I'm still circling around looking for the perfect Villanova ticket to strike and really get fired up for Villanova making a run
Like
here
it's
in
an
the
engagement
tournament.
ring.
You got to shop around. You want to find the best price when it comes to engagement rings, and of course, college basketball conference tournament futures.
I'm so glad PropSwap is on the team for March, because I feel like one of the things we need to do this year is buy some actual futures.
Yes,
So we can actually hedge out.
that is going to be the game plan. We'll fund ourselves, Ryan, some PropSwap futures. I think it'll be fun and a nice little element to the podcast and the previous.
Some corporate investments.
Let's do it. Let's start breaking it down. We're going to hit some of these smaller conferences that are tipping off here in the next couple days.
Can you believe they let every conference get a team into the tournament? Can you believe
you
that?
know what I mean? It's crazy.
How are we supposed to
How
have
is
a
this-
class system if everyone gets a chance?
Wait,
What
so
is
they
this, Bernie
decided-
Sanders over here? Trying to get us some 5-star reviews, Sean.
I'm going all in on Trump.
Joe Biden's the truth.
We all know those
It's
filthy.
it's great when everyone's got a voice at the table, though, right?
Of course, dude. I'm
know?
just making fun of you, and
I know you
you
are.
know I'm making
I
fun
know.
of you,
You're
but you still
triggering
getting
him.
I know.
triggered. It's still like you see his eye twitching. He's just all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
it.
Kramer, head over to the Atlantic Sun. Walk us through the conference.
Oh, you're gonna make me do that. Okay, cool. Atlantic Sun. I learned today this is being played in Fort Myers, Florida.
How far is that from your rental property?
Yeah, close enough. Why?
Yeah?
You want to go check it out? You can hang
Road
out with
trip.
Mom and Pop's Kramer. Mom and Pop's Real Money Kramer.
Quick sidebar. I think the XFL Battlehawks are in the running for a possible road trip destination. I mean,
We
those
should.
fans are
We
jumping
should.
through flaming tables.
Yeah.
They got 30,000 people in the dome.
Did you see the shirts, Kaka?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
I mean, it sounds like an awesome game day experience. So we'll see. Put that as a possibility. Didn't mean to
Well, I
interrupt.
mean, they've had 2 now.
You can see.
You think they can maintain the whole season?
Maybe-
It seems fun.
maybe when Roughneck Fever comes to town.
Now
Oh, that could
that's something
be-
I can get involved in.
That's a
All right?
matchup.
Hopefully, it's safe to travel at that point. This Atlantic Sun tournament is being played in Fort Myers, Florida, March 3rd, 5th, and 8th. The odds stacking up like we got a chalky favorite, Liberty -350. I know that they are in the top 70 for KenPom, so they're a real team. North Florida +420, Lipscomb +2200. We've heard of them before. I wanted to make sure I
They
nailed
just
the
beat Liberty
pronunciation.
the
there.
other day, man.
North Alabama and Jacksonville 50 to 1, Stetson
It's not
100 to
real.
1, NJIT 125 to 1, and
Florida
Florida
Gulf
Gulf
Coast,
Coast
Dunk Coast University. or what
150
were
to
they
1. What happened there? Listen,
Joe Dooley went to East Carolina to be the head coach.
how
That's what
did
happened.
they put these teams together?
Well, Liberty actually, football and basketball is something to watch. They've been quickly jumping up conferences.
They seem outclassed
They
for
have
this.
tons of money. Jerry Falwell.
Yeah.
So I expect Liberty to be like in the Sun Belt or Conference USA pretty soon.
Yeah, this is a strange collection of teams. Liberty, again, love my Ken Palm data. Highly recommend it. Not getting paid to say this, Sean. And I know
again, why
I'm gonna get an email from you after the show. But if you're betting on college basketball, a lot of data over there. Highly recommend it. Very cheap paywall. Pay for it. You're welcome. Liberty 27-4, the clear favorite, but they are tied with North Florida.
Man, they just lost to Lipscomb.
Yeah.
I love the. I'm going big on the North Florida Ospreys plus 425. Barking dog.
No, you aren't.
Here's why, dude. They're dominant offensively. 78.1 points a game. Lead the conference by a wide margin. They're also hitting their threes. They're averaging 12 3 points a game. Very consistent from the foul line. 76.5%. Here's the thing. It seems like it's these two teams and every other team. So
that's exactly what it is.
Well, but okay. So they get to the finals. You're not going to be able to get 425 in the championship game. It's going to be down to 300, 250.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Stetson did beat South Carolina this year.
Isn't that a hat company?
No, I think it's like a cologne. Stetson cologne.
Hold on.
I'm going North Florida Ospreys. I like the underdog aspect. I don't want to lay 350 for a conference tournament unless it's truly a sure thing. And
I think you gotta lay it, man.
I don't see it here.
I think you gotta lay it. Liberty's legit.
There's some value here.
Liberty is legit. The North Florida, I still think is a pretender. I know they won once against Liberty, but I just think Liberty is the team to beat. They almost beat LSU at LSU. They got Caleb Holmesley. This dude was a stud a couple years ago when Liberty made the tournament.
I'm trying to tell you something about the conference.
Okay, please go.
Stenson, outdoor hats, boots. This is some sort of
lifestyle
cowboy.
Andrew Luck might be doing quite a bit of shopping over at Stetson.com, right?
It looks a lot like something our boy Andrew Luck. I mean, I'm with Colby. I think they're chalk for a reason. I know sometimes it's fun to take a long shot in one of these. This is not the conference to do that this year.
But North Florida is not a crazy conference to do that at. And if the Ospreys are hitting their threes, look out. Liberty runs. They're kind of a defensive minded team, and that's. But if you're hitting open shots, you can't.
Let me say, the Flames stay
hand down.
The
man
Flames
down.
stay hot. All right, the Flames stay hot.
Liberty will dictate the tempo. They are one of the slowest paced teams in the country.
They might pay their players because Falwell's got endless money, and wasn't he linked to the Russia Trump deal somehow?
Well, part of the reason these athletic the teams down there are coming out of nowhere. Because if you've ever been to
there's
Liberty,
a ton of money behind these sports.
You know why I'm just got some breaking news. Courtesy of the YouTube chat room, Matthew Hansen coming in with
oh nice.
Let's go Ospreys, Birds of Trey. Oh come on, wow. That is so awesome. I'm totally in now. No. I'm actually
I'm a one bird man. I'm a one bird man.
And what is that? What
the
bird?
Hokie. Come on now.
Oh man.
I thought you were gonna say
putting softballs on the tee for you guys and just fail. Yeah, give me Liberty all the way. They're the only real. They're the only real team here.
Yeah.
North Florida's offense will get stifled by Liberty's defense, and the tempo will
Colby,
be a problem.
I thought he was gonna say his one bird is the tofurkey.
Oh wow!
Come on, you walked into that, Ryan.
But it's just not a good joke.
It's not a great joke.
It's not a good joke.
Well, that's why I sold it by telling it.
I appreciated it.
I needed to work up the act out. All right, do we do enough Atlantic Sun talk?
Sean, you're better than that. Let's move on to the Big South. This is, of course, played at campus sites. Sean, what does that mean? Well, they're not cool enough to have a fancy neutral site stadium, so they just use their home courts. This will be played on March 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 8th. We have Radford. Of course, the horrors of Radford return at plus 120, the co-favorite with Winthrop. Gardner. This is why Sean normally does the names. We get to make fun of him and not me. Gardner Webb plus 700. I've heard that.
They were beating Virginia at halftime as a 16 last year.
Of course. Longwood, another place that has known to have whores, plus 6,000. Hampton also 6,000 with Campbell. UNC Asheville and Charleston Southern 120 to 1. USC. That's got to be a typo.
That's South Carolina Upstate. University of South Carolina.
South Carolina Upstate. I did copy and paste this from a source. I did not validate. South Carolina Upstate is 300 to 1. And Jesus Christ, why do they even have these?
1,000 to 1. You know who
Presbyterian 1,000 to 1. High Point 1,500.
Imagine setting the line on High Point and go. You know, we're not going to get enough action if we make it 1,000 to 1. What about 1,200 to 1? Not enough. We need to make it 1,500 to 1.
You know who High Point's basketball coach is? He has a national championship.
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Smith.
Whoa.
Former Kentucky Wildcat.
Wow, what? How the mighty have fallen. I was going to say former
That's
Minnesota
his alma mater.
Golden Gopher.
That's his alma mater.
So what is he just doing some charity work?
I think he might be doing some charity work. Look, the play here. What you got to go? Look. I hate to be going chalk back to back, but Radford is better than the rest. It's a home game for them. They won at Northwestern in the Big Ten earlier this year. They beat Richmond, who's right now on the bubble. Radford's the best team out of the bunch here. They got.
I'm also all in on Radford. They got a couple Southampton Road products.
Carlick Jones is one of the best scorers in college basketball. He gets 20 points a game, 5 boards, 5 assists.
757, Sean.
Yeah, I mean Hampton has some athletes. Travis Fields, Donald Hicks, second and third in scoring.
You're going Hampton?
No. They're Southampton Road. They went to high school there. They are on Radford.
Okay.
Second and third in scoring, and I mean Radford is the chalk play here. I'm riding them.
I mean, again, I think they will be able to dictate the tempo. They play a very slow tempo in a conference filled with teams that seem to like to run.
If Radford's the Highlanders, I've been to Radford. I've been to Blacksburg.
Why are you even putting those two cities in the same bucket?
They're like 2 miles apart from each other, right?
Very different.
If Radford's the Highlanders, does that make Virginia Tech the Lowlanders?
I don't know what you're trying to get at, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you right now,
that?
and that is if this conference tournament is being played at campus sites and Radford is the what seed? The 1 seed.
Yeah.
So they'll host every game.
Yeah.
Well, they will certainly deploy the horrors of Radford, and there's no getting out of Radford without something weird. I've never been to the city of Radford and not had a crazy experience with alcohol and maybe even women.
It's what led you to soy, right?
Definitely not what led. There's no soy there. That's a full meat town.
All right,
both
so
on the table and beneath the table, Sean. I'm sticking with a second chalk play here. Radford gets it done, like you said. They recruit from the fruitful 757.
I mean, yeah, they got a lot of local kids, great athletes. So go and triple Radford.
Oh, you never want to go triple Radford.
Moving over to we'll move over to the Horizon League here in a second, but before we do, new sponsor to the program, Burrow, baby. Burrow. Even though New Year's resolution season is over, still a lot of new stuff to get excited about. The new conference tournaments, new March Madness. Why don't you make your place a little nicer? I recently hung up a couple pictures, gives a nice new feel to the place. Why not get a new couch? I mean, a new couch really ties the room together. Plus, this is the perfect time to get a new couch just before you're going to spend hours upon hours upon hours on your couch watching March Madness. You know what Burrow has? A pretty cool feature. Built-in USB chargers. So if you're doing that second screen experience, you're doing the live wagering on MyBookie, you're looking at up-to-date stats, what's going on Twitter while you're following the games. It's awesome to have that built-in USB charger. Plus, they let you fully customize it. Fabric color, leg finish, armrest style, whatever it is. Another thing that they have that's pretty cool, and I wish I would have had these kind of couches in college, or just even before I bought the couches I have now. Very easy to set up, very easy to move. It all like locks in and out, really easy to take apart and reset up. One more thing, great if you have pets. I don't know about you, but I got 2 dogs and they just make a fucking mess on the sofa. It'd be great. I wish I had this Burrow sofa with the stain-proof, stain-proof material they got going. It's just a gosh darn good couch. All you got to do is go to burrow.com/SGP, get $75 off your purchase and free 1-week shipping. So order today, get your new couch in time for March Madness. That's right. Just go to burrow.com/SGP. You get $75 off over at Burrow. Plus, they got rugs, coffee tables, love seats, armchairs, ottomans. Free 1 week shipping. Again, burrow.com/SGP.
Sean, the SGP studio could use a custom SGPN Burrow couch.
All right, we're gonna make this
if you're
happen.
listening, Burrow. Secondly,
We Tigers.
the stain-proof couch. It's great for more than just food and drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, any sort of
Soy.
stain. Yeah, soy stains.
Works well with water and pussy as well. Sorry, Sean.
No, it's all
I
right.
don't mean to offend you.
No, you're not gonna get the email. I'm gonna get the email from the sponsor. But good times.
Yeah, I'm sorry if the sponsor likes to laugh.
No, sponsor. Actually, the Burrow.
I think we just
One of the guys
we moved like 5 Burrow couches right there with that
The
comment.
the warehouse is gonna be empty thanks to that live read.
His dudes heard that and they're like, I like both those things.
As Johnny Mack pointed out in the YouTube chat room, the USB charger also great for using the lawnmower 3.0.
Oh wow!
So maybe you combine all the you're doing some manscaping on your Burrow couch
God damn it, the dog shit.
while watching March Madness.
Well,
Sounds like a great afternoon.
you don't have time to get up and leave the couch. You got to do everything.
You're gonna, what are you gonna go to the bathroom and manscape? You're gonna miss some of the late tips.
Oh shit!
All right, where were we?
We're fucking hilarious.
Horizon. Let's do it.
All
Kramer.
right, guys. I'm sorry. The Horizon League. This one has a location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Odds that Andrew Luck will be in the house. No, a whopping +1,000. Let's just make it a 10,000.
He doesn't like sports. They support the patriarch.
This will be played over March 3rd, 5th, 9th, and 10th. We have the favorite Wright State at -110, Northern Kentucky +220, Green Bay +1,000, Illinois, Chicago 11-1, Youngstown State and Oakland 35-1, Milwaukee 100-1, Cleveland State 200-1, and friend of the program Justin Pintandi's alma mater IUPUI 1,000-1.
Oh wow, that is a long shot.
You can't.
Colby, tell me everything I need to know about this conference.
Horizon. I love the Horizon Conference. You can't. I mean, look, Wright State's not the play here.
No.
Oh really? Because you
Loudon
seem like
Love is a white guy with cornrows who averages 20 points a game or 17 points a game and 10 boards.
oh my god.
You know, Colby, during the ad read, Colby is showing me this picture, and I'm thinking, why is he showing me this random white guy with cornrows? And I see Wright State. I'm like, oh, even more reason to fade them here.
Yes, and Northern Kentucky has a guy named Dantes Walton. So a little database action going on.
Say that name again.
Dantes Walton.
Oh, now I get it.
16 points a game, 7 boards. Look, Northern Kentucky won this thing last year. They're going to do it again. I'm not buying into this white guy with cornrows. All right, Loudon Love. All right. So who you going? Who you going here? I think and you can make money on this play. You can make some good money.
What's your take on Illinois, Chicago as a giant long shot?
UIC. It's not Loyola Chicago.
Illinois,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Just to give you clarity.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like it.
Well, they play some defense. They just don't play any offense. I'm just curious because sometimes those elite defensive teams can shock and awe a little bit.
I would trust Youngstown State out of any of the other field. Having watched a lot of them,
I'm going against the grain. I'm going Green Bay. Green Bay. They run a very
Hyper fast
pace, and maybe they run a couple teams out of the building. They also have a first round bye, so not a horrible path to the Horizon League championship. And at 10-1, I like the value there. It's a bit of a dice roll. I could just keep it chalky and say Wright State or Northern Kentucky, but I like giving the fans some big dogs to go after.
So who did you take?
I'm going Green Bay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So Green Bay is an interesting one because they can play the same game,
the Green Bay Phoenix.
Yes.
which doesn't make a lot of sense. But they can
No, not at all.
They can play the same style of offense. They just can't play defense as well, which really worries me because I think they'll get run out of the building trying to play their own game for that reason. I'm going with Colby over here, and I'm glad that Colby's aligned with me.
The Norse.
You're going to see a bit of. I love that. You're going to see a bit of I think when you are a slower tempo team and you play a decent brand of defense, you're going to be able to control the clock. And when I see these high tempo teams, these are the type of teams I like to fade in these smaller conference tournaments. Higher variance. I think the teams that slow you down play a little bit more consistent defense. They may be able to dictate. So I'm also going to go Northern Kentucky.
Oh, Wright State's also in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton's stealing the shine from all their. They finished first, but no one cares. So they're not even appreciative of this. You know what I mean? They're just gonna fade to Northern Kentucky. You know, Northern Kentucky won this thing. I think 2 out of 3 years.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Sean that you put I just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna put a tiny little piece of something on Illinois Chicago.
Okay,
just because that
UIC
defense.
plus 1100.
What are we doing? Are we doing dog? Are we doing a dog for each one?
What? How about at the end we'll do our lock and then our favorite dog, our favorite .
Yeah, we can figure that out later. I wanted to throw it out there because while I was digging into the numbers, it was something that really jumped off the page. How good they were on offense, especially in conference defense, and how bad they were on offense. Yeah. So maybe the ball will find the hole a little bit. Should we move on to the Patriot League, or do we have more Horizon notes? No, good. Patriot League. This one tips also on March 3rd. Will be played over 3rd, 5th, 8th, and 11th of March. Another campus sites tourney. This one sees Colgate as the favorite, -115. American 525. Boston University 425. Army. I don't know why this one's not in order, Sean. Did not do my prep work. Army,
you really fucked
Army
up.
40-1. Lafayette 12-1. Navy and Bucknell 22-1. Loyola Maryland 80-1. Lehigh, Sean, your Lehigh, whatever they are, 150-1.
Yep.
And lastly, Holy Cross. There's so many zeros. I'm gonna guess this is 5,000-1. I love these odds.
It's insane. The insane. Where how far they go. At some point, just don't even bother offering. So yes, of course, do a tiny sprinkle on Lehigh, because they once had CJ McCollum. But really, my official play for the Patriot League is Colby, who is America, the team all-time leading scorer.
Ooh, they're all Americans all-time leading scorer.
Yeah, Saeed Nelson, baby.
Oh, what?
Oh, currently,
yeah,
he's there. He became the all-time leading scorer.
He did.
Okay,
he's one of 8 players.
Yeah.
The database. Do you see that? We just watched the database self-learning.
I saw someone tweet that actually.
He just learned something new, and then was already reflecting that he knew it in the same.
It is updated. It has been updated.
Enhanced.
Saeed Nelson, one of only 8 players in NCAA to record over 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists, and 250 steals. Wow. I like a guy like that. We've seen it, your Ja Morants or whatever. You've seen these guys from these smaller schools that have the ability to carry a team. I think this Saeed Nelson could carry American to a victory.
Is he going to make America great again?
He is.
Whoa, Jesus.
I'm going all in on Trump.
Him and Joe Biden. So give me American at plus 525.
When I was in college, Sean, and I don't know if this made it all the way out to Pennsylvania, but American had and maybe this is more of me being down in Virginia. American had a reputation of being Americans got 65% chicks.
It's right in the heart of the city, man. Yeah.
In the moment, we all thought that was cool, but little did we realize these were all the chicks that had ideas and such, and maybe weren't interested in that kind of action.
They were into soy,
but.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Wow, Madden is juiced up coming off that victory. Glad to see that he's healthy and alive. Yeah, I love how people. I'm sorry for thinking Madden was dead.
Who said that? Oh, because I will jokingly say when the Madden penetration sound drop won, I said congratulations to Madden. If only he was here to see it. And people were like, "Wait, he's dead." No, it was just kind of funny. John Madden seems like a guy who's no longer alive, but he's alive and well, and he's out there eating blooming onions left and right, ready to go. Colby, what are you doing here?
I mean, I think you got to go chalk with Colgate. They won at Cincinnati this year. They're a good team, but sprinkle a little bit on Lafayette. Lafayette, the Leopards won at Colgate earlier this year.
They are my dog here at plus 1,200. I like a little bit on Lafayette as well. They beat Colgate twice.
Yeah.
Not only once, twice.
But no, but they won at the one that speaks to me is the one at Colgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna get cute and take Boston University, but I'm not back in the Boston squad. Give me more chalk. I'm awfully chalky on this one, but yeah, Colgate's a good team.
Yeah, they almost beat Tennessee in the tournament last year.
What seed will they be?
Probably a 15 again, but they remember the Tennessee got everything from them last year. We were in the sportsbook with Alan Cooley watching Tennessee. He was sweating that one out as Tennessee barely beat Colgate.
Yep.
I'd expect them to do that again. Like I said, they won at Cincy. This team's good.
All right, Sean. That's all we got for March 3rd.
We're going to be moving on here, but before we talk more conference tournaments, let's talk about ace per head. That's right. You're hearing all these bets that we're making. You're hearing all the degenerate activity. Maybe you know or work with or have connections to a bunch of degenerates, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I should just start my own small business. I should become a bookie. It's easier than you would think. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need to even know a tremendous amount of computers. All you got to do is go to aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. They got 24/7 customer support going. Some of the sharpest lines in the industry. You sign up over at Ace, they get you going. They set you up with your own online sports book. They set the lines. Again, the website, it's all set up for you. They got an all-inclusive professional betting site. And again, if you use our code aceperhead.com/SGP, you can get up to 6 weeks free. That's aceperhead.com/SGP for up to 6 weeks free for the best pay per head provider. Let's close things out strong, Kramer. A couple more conferences.
Yeah, unfortunately, for those who tuned in to hear about the Northeast Conference, aka the NEC, scoured the internet. All I could find was some 2015 conference tournament odds. So hopefully, stay tuned. Sean,
we can just make picks on that, right?
We can announce this now, but part two of this marathon will be dropping tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yes,
Tuesday late night.
Yes. So then we will have the picks out in time for the Northeast.
And that's what I'm saying for those Northeast Conference heads.
You got to take Merrimack, right?
For those, I'm prepared. For those Robert Morris fans, for those Sacred Heart fans, for those Fairleigh Dickinson, shout out to Fairleigh Dickinson, New Jersey.
You know, Merrimack is in year one.
For those Mount St. Mary's fans.
They're in year one of D1 basketball, and they won the regular season title.
Yeah.
Also won at Northwestern.
Okay.
Merrimack.
Anyway, we don't have those odds. We may get to it tomorrow night. Hopefully they will have odds at that point. So again, tune in. Part 2 will be dropping late night Tuesday night on the West Coast. For now, we move on to the Mountain West, which is played in Las Vegas, March 4th through March 7th. San Diego State, only a -250 favorite here. Utah State +400, Nevada +1,000, Boise State 12-1, New Mexico 15-1, Colorado State 25-1, UNLV 33-1, Air Force 50-1, Fresno State 66-1, San Jose State and Wyoming 80-1. Why? All right. So I guess, is there some logic around the fact that San Diego State doesn't need this at all?
Yeah. I mean,
and so they're not going to get it done. Like, talk to me here. Why are they only -250?
I think because they've been tested lately, and I think they're not going to win the Mountain West Conference.
Wow. I'm going SDSU -250. Too much value. I think they got their loss out of the way. I think they do need this Mountain West to help get them a number 1 seed, kind of establish their confidence going into the tournament. I think a loss now in the Mountain West Conference tournament would throw them off their mojo a little bit. I mean, UNLV, they have home court advantage. Utah State maybe gives them a run, but I'm locking up SDSU.
Utah State was up by I think like 9 points at halftime at San Diego State. I think they're a dangerous team, but I like the value of UNLV. They're in a
33-1.
Look, first year coach, they were pretty bad to start the season. Closed strong, blew out Colorado State recently. Won at San Diego State recently. They're playing at home.
They are a fun dog. I'll get a little taste at 33-1, but my lock is certainly SDSU.
They got 4 guys that start over double digits. You gotta love that. You gotta love like UNLV is the dog. I'm saying, look, I'm gonna take Utah State as the favorite. I'm gonna take.
You're gonna sprinkle that 33-1.
I am.
UNLV does have an interesting path because they're the number 4 seed. Their first game against Boise State,
who they just beat,
and then they would
recently.
play. Yeah, and then they would play the winner of San Diego State versus the winner of of Air Force and Fresno State. So
and they're at home. They're not going to get tempted by Vegas temptation.
Yeah, they could. UNLV win 3 home games, win this all at 33-1. Maybe worth a couple bucks, but SDSU is still my lock at -250.
Is there really a Vegas temptation? Are we calling that out? It's not the horrors of Radford here, Colby. Yeah, I do. I always worry about that. These conferences that go out there, like, we're gonna.
If you're in Boise,
do you know what building this is being? Is this going to be in like?
I believe you. Oh no,
is this at the T-Mobile or is this down at Circus?
Yeah.
It's not. They're not playing at the Mackey Center or whatever. Do we know?
I thought it was UNLV Stadium, but maybe
okay.
Maybe that was years past. I don't know.
Seems like a opportunity missed on some income, some potential revenue there. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't see how you don't take San Diego State, but if you wanted to take a stab, why not? Being in Vegas is distracting as fuck. I don't know. It's hard to just be in Vegas and not get distracted by Vegas. You know what I mean? So I couldn't imagine having to go there and like compete in some sort of athletic competition.
I wonder if
we always see people who run the marathon, and I remember
did that one year, Sean.
Yeah, horrible.
Stupid.
I wonder if like the coaches strategize and like say, hey, we're gonna stay in Summerlin, somewhere like on the outer
Henderson.
It is being played at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas.
So it is a home game for you.
And if you're in San Diego and you go to San Diego State, you've been to Vegas before. You know the moves. You know where not to go. You know where to go. But there's just a superior team. They're going to be a 1 seed for a reason. Yeah. I think they really kind of get things locked in here in this conference tournament. And at -250, I'm normally kind of against going chalk in these things because you got to have 3 or 4 games at -250. Doesn't feel like tremendous value, but their path to victory is pretty good. So I'll take. But I like Colby's UNLV dog because then you're almost setting yourself up for one of these teams being in the Final Four or whatever, or they're
UNLV won at San Diego State, but also the game they played in Vegas, they played twice. They were right in that game, so I expect it to be a close game.
Yeah, regardless. I mean, if UNLV and San Diego State move on, and you have bets on both of them, that means one of them is probably going to end up in the championship, assuming UNLV beats Boise State. But
they will.
That's not a bad formula there to take San Diego State -250, but almost to give yourself a future hedge opportunity with UNLV at +33.
And for those who wanted to dive further in, I mean, UNLV does possess the best offensive rebounding rate in the conference, and so that is a way you can win some games.
They're getting like I said, they had a first year coach. He brings in the program. I think he came over from North Dakota State. And you could see the team they started the season a little rough, and then they got better and better and better. And you're just like, hey, this team is trending in the right direction.
It is worrisome to take a dog who doesn't shoot the long ball well, the 3-ball well, but I think they have some indicators that would give them a shot. And if you want to play the gimmick with kind of narrow down that piece of the bracket, it's a smart move because you're going to end up with one of the teams, and a -250 and a 33-1 is pretty solid. So even if you only bet enough to make it like -280. Yeah. -300 for San Diego State if they end up advancing. That feels like a value proposition. Of course, Sean, it is, and that's my favorite time. My favorite thing to do, March Madness, is buy futures, talk about hedging them, not hedge them, and feel horrible about it. Let's move on.
What about? I'm just looking at some random futures over here on Prop Swap. Colorado to win the 2020 college basketball championship.
No.
$140 ticket to win those. Or you collect $16,200.
No, you're going to collect
they
zero.
They have a veteran team, but they might lose in the first round.
You're going to collect zero.
Yeah.
It's the Pac-12 will. That's a prediction I'm going to make right now.
Kramer, here's a
fun. I'm now 36 hours into my official March Madness prep work. The Pac-12 is going to do it again this year. Whatever teams get in are
7 teams might get in though, which is
Well, who's gonna have more? This is
we're
a
gonna
fun
end
little
up with
prop.
some Pac-12 Sweet 16 teams, and it's gonna annoy most of America.
Who has more teams in the tournament, the Pac-12 or the Big Ten?
Big Ten will. Big Ten's gonna have the most.
Yeah, East Coast bias, bro.
There
it's
you go.
The one. It's the one bias Colby likes.
Virginia Tech to win it all, Kramer. Right now, if you bought a $40 ticket at Prop Swap, what do you think the collect amount would be?
0.
Incorrect. If they win, $50,100.
Well, I might as well buy it just for the memory. Right?
They're opposite of UNLV. They're trending the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
they started off intriguing.
Beat Michigan State.
Yeah, I think they're the one team from. You want to talk about the Dayton? You guys talked about it on the college experience, but Dayton is that team this year, and
I don't know how they're not a 1 seed. How are they putting San Diego State as a 1 with Dayton not a 1? I don't understand.
well, what I was going to point out is that Virginia Tech is not doing what a lot of those teams down there in Maui are doing. So
that's true.
the Hokies are going way down. You know what? It's annoying they started hot because they shouldn't have. They got everyone's hopes up. It's Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. Sean.
Good conference this year.
It's a fun.
It's a good conference this year, man.
So you're locked in. You didn't officially
San Diego
pick-
State.
Okay, San Diego State minus 250.
Colby, as you know, I'm a fan of all conferences with Valley in their name. Love the Ohio Valley Conference. Of course, this one's going to be played in Evansville, Indiana.
Nice.
March 4th through the 7th. We see Belmont minus 30 favorite, Murray State plus 160. The Racers, did I get that right?
You did.
Austin P.
Yeah.
4-1. Eastern Illinois 40-1. Eastern Kentucky also 40-1. I'm gonna have to make this column a little wider because we got Tennessee State 50-1, Jacksonville State 100-1, and Morehead State 150-1. Oh, there is a special place in my heart for this Murray State team.
Fuck them. I had them the other day.
Oh boy.
-3.
Oh boy. This is emotional. Colby.
And they blew a 27-point lead with 10 minutes left.
So now they owe you one.
I just can't trust them. I can't trust them, man. 27 points in 10 minutes.
Cannot be trusted.
That's unbelievable. That should never happen. So I mean, look, you're gonna go Murray State. You know, John Morant's on the Memphis Grizzlies.
He's not.
Right?
He's not still playing. He's not going to go back. That would be great if he just put a mustache on and suited back up for Murray State. I'm all over Belmont here again, going chalk minus 130. They got that early loss. They've really come into form after that. My boy Adam Kunkel came out of nowhere.
That's everyone's boy.
Almost getting 17 points per game. You got some sophomores like Nick Musniski. What about Grayson Murphy? Come on. Belmont is the solid team. What about, as a long shot though, give me a little taste. Eastern Illinois 40-1, a team that has beat both Belmont and Murray State
by that
the
27-point comeback.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
a little. Maybe
That was a week ago. So hey, they got
maybe there's some Eastern
momentum.
Illinois magic. 40-1. It's too fun not to take a little taste. Colby, what are your leans here?
Austin P.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay, plus 400.
Yeah, Terry Taylor, they were in first for a lot of the year. Averages 21 and 10 boards a game, almost 11 boards a game.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's an animal.
Tough.
And they got this guard Adams. He can play. I've been watching this team. The Governors. Gotta like that nickname, huh?
And they rely. I mean, they basically play 5 guys.
Yeah, they're a good team, dude. Oh, the top 4 or 5 are really good, actually.
So Sean cut me off before I actually gave out my pick. But my pick was also going to be Austin P.
Oh,
Really? You guys are both like an Austin P.
You're just biting my
Well,
side.
again, they dominate. They're a strong offensive rebounding team. That overall, yeah, they have some weaknesses. They're not the best defensive team.
Hey,
They're a strong defense, though, and I think when you kind of dive in and look at the way that they score, the points, how they rely on stuff, and barring no one gets into foul trouble, this is one of those no one can get into foul trouble because they kind of rely on a small amount of people. And at these small schools, the way you destroy them is when you get to the 7th, 8th, 9th guys on the bench. That's a problem. So I'm going with them. What was the price? The price. This was the one that I
Austin P plus 400.
Yeah, that didn't feel correct. That
what do you mean by that?
like it was a little too much value. And this is the time of year where we talk about value. So
It's a value proposition.
I certainly I'm all over it. The 10 minutes of prep I did on this conference. Oh, I'm sorry, the hour I did it because I love the conferences with valleys. Yeah, Austin P 4-1.
Austin P 4-1. Yeah, I'll stick with my lock being Belmont. A little dog action on Eastern Illinois.
Who won this conference last year? Was it Tennessee?
Wasn't it Murray State?
No, Belmont.
But Murray State still got into the tournament.
Wait, both got in the tournament, didn't they? Because Belmont won the lost to Maryland, I think, in the playing. Belmont won the playing game, and I think lost to Maryland by one.
I definitely got cute and bet on Belmont. I thought they were gonna.
They lost by one. It was a great. I think so. They won the play-in game and they lost to Maryland, I believe. And then Murray State, made their run and beat a couple teams, or maybe just one team. Who did Murray State beat last year?
Murray State was the 2019 team.
You need the database.
But Belmont made it as well.
The database needs to go home and.
They had two. They had two teams
to recharge.
These should not be questions. Database.
Who did Murray State beat?
When I talk to Siri, she doesn't answer a question with a question.
They destroyed somebody in the first game. I don't remember who.
Oh, in the tournament last year? That I don't remember off the top of my head. But I'm not the.
But I was right with Belmont. Belmont won the playing game and then lost to Maryland by like 1 or 2.
Okay.
Right? Look it up.
Well, when I say, "Hey, database,"
Marquette, was it Marquette that Murray State destroyed?
If I say database, who won the 2019 Ohio Valley Conference men's basketball tournament championship? I should hear something like this. Well, Ryan, Murray State won.
Who's Ryan?
Murray State beat Belmont 77-65.
Well, you didn't ask that question.
Not hard.
You said they both. Who made the tournament last year?
Ja Morant took it over. Let's move on, Sean. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. Let's give out some locks, some dogs.
Happy birthday.
What is your lock conference pick?
Well, I'd like to put 1,000-unit play on Liberty at -3. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give you a -350 as the lock. Listen, this is chalk, but it's plus chalk. And as a person who has been boots on the ground, has served time in the beautiful city of Radford, I expect the Whores to be rabid and really just provide the home court advantage that Radford needs. Radford takes it home +120. That's going to be my lock for my dog. I keep looking around. Austin P is definitely the responsible thing to do here.
Don't do it, Ryan. Get reckless.
But I'm telling you, Illinois, Chicago.
Wow, what's that value?
+11.
Wow.
+1100.
Are we making a rule? We got to go like. It's got to be a strong.
But 400 and above.
But write down that Austin P is a smarter. If you're not a risk taker. So we have 2 dogs. Yeah. If you're not a risk taker, I would suggest Austin P at
Hashtag Legends only.
Why don't we do it this way? A lock dog and a hashtag Degin only.
Okay, so my Degins only is Illinois, Chicago.
There we go.
And so your dog is Austin P then.
Yeah.
That's
a good enough dog, right?
Yeah. +400. That makes sense.
Ready for Sean to take a massively minus. He's going to go Liberty or San Diego State. Guaranteed.
I'm going to go San Diego State.
What
sorry. Well, come on. It's a lock. It's -250.
Can I
Radford was the other one I feel great about.
They have the best record in the nation.
You already took Radford at +120. Yeah,
there's 300. There's over 300 teams.
You're making the case for me, Colby. You're saying the best team in the nation. They're in the Mountain Valley West. It's not like they're in the ACC and they're -250.
You see what's happening here, Colby?
trying to spin this.
You see what's happening? This is early onset tout. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a guy who's trying to work on his portfolio, work on that win-loss record.
I'm gonna take American at +425 for my dog.
Lots of chicks over there.
And for my Degins only, do I dare throw Lehigh in there? No, that's even.
Come on, do the ultimate Degins only play and take UNLV.
No, don't. Give him my shit.
No, that's Colby's lock. Yeah. Colby's lock is actually UNLV. I'll go Eastern Illinois at +40-1.
Oh, geez.
So that's that's my hashtag Degins only.
Yours is so much bigger than mine, Sean.
Yeah, well, size matters, right?
I did just get off the old Skype with Get Roman. They got me right.
Long Cox.
All right, Colby, give us your lock.
My lock, man. I'm a big believer in toothpaste, and we're going Colgate. Colgate in the Patriot League.
Do they still make toothpaste?
Colgate -115.
Look, and then your normal dog, not your Degins only, is your normal lock for the dog is Utah State plus 400.
Okay.
Right?
Did
Very
we even
reasonable
talk about them?
They are legit.
Well, they seem to be the only competition in
That's
the
the
Mountain
kind of
West
thing you bring
for-
up when we're talking about the Mountain West, Colby.
Well, I was infatuated with UNLV. All right. And that's why I'm taking UNLV plus 3,300. All right. Get in there.
So
Trusty's running rebs.
Colby has 2 plays in the Mountain West, and neither are San Diego State. I love it.
I'm going to chew on a towel like Tarkanian, baby.
It reminds me of the time that Colby told us he was rooting for the Wildcats and the
and the defenders.
Yeah.
2 out of 8 teams.
The defenders look strong this past weekend.
Oh man, bad time for the DC Defenders.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Lot to promote, of course. If you're in Las Vegas, we'll be touching down. Wheels up, Ryan, on March 18th, 12:30, departing Los Angeles, California via private jet. Landing.
What time's the car picking me up?
Yeah, landing. Well, I'll pick you up. We can save a couple bucks. But landing in Las Vegas Wednesday, March 18th, going to be going buck wild.
You guys remember our cab driver last year?
Oh my God! Yeah, we got to.
Can we call him and get us to pick us up?
His sound drop was forgotten, but was automatically going to be in next year's Bites
That
bracket.
guy was great. He was a wild ass dude. So we'll be out there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hit us up if you're going to be around. We'll get you some swag or some lighters. Working on like a live podcast location as we speak. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, March 14th, I will be doing a 20-minute set, the Philly Comedy Club, 9:00, promo code Sean, Philly Comedy Club, for discounted tickets. And if you're a Villanova student, I will be doing a guest panel. We'll be doing some guest speaking at their sports gambling analytics type conference, March 16th.
Oh,
So if you're a Villanova student, hit
How
me
long
up.
is that? Are you giving a little hour-long speech? What is?
I think it's I'm a part of a panel discussion, so I'll probably have a bottle of water and then chime in with some questions.
You wearing a suit?
I'm thinking about that.
Yeah?
I don't know if I go suit. I think I'm gonna go at least dress shirt.
Do you have any Venn diagrams?
Can I give you just a small bit of advice
Sure.
as someone who has participated in these before?
Yes.
There's going to be at least 2 guys on the panel who are just going with the strategy of more is more, less is more.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan on hanging back, coming in with a couple good lines, couple good jokes, and they wanted a gut handicapper at Villanova. They're getting one. So
you
check.
You got to leave them wanting more.
Yeah. All right.
What if you wore a Providence T-shirt?
No, that wouldn't make any
Why
sense.
would I do that?
Is that just one?
It's called marketing.
If you were
and
riding
sales,
that
man.
money line like me on Saturday,
Oh, well, see, that doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
Thank you for participating
just
in the Sports
crowbarring
Gambling
shit in.
Podcast.
And again, we got some working on some contests, of course, for March Madness. So stay tuned for that.
Sean,
Yes.
anything else we need to get to?
I feel like you have something we need to get to, but the name slipped my mind.
No, that was it.
Are you? If you have something else that I
No,
forgot,
we're good.
are you serious?
We'll just save it for next time.
Wait, what?
No, there's nothing else. I'm creating a teaser.
All
I'm
right,
creating a
there you
teaser.
go.
Cliffhanger.
Great tease by
good Stallone movie.
Kramer there again. Give us a follow on the Instagram. We're gonna be posting some fun stuff, counting down to March Madness. Subscribe, rate, review. All the reviews that we have were from the last contest. We need some young, fresh reviews thrown our way. Get those 5 stars loaded in.
This is the problem with the millennials. You gotta reward them ahead of time.
The carrot is great free content that we crank out all the time on here. Make sure you check out Colby Dant on Twitter at the Colby D, and of course his the College Experience, the college only podcast, which has its own feed. Enter the College Experience on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever great podcasts are downloaded. Check out his daily free college basketball picks over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
14-3 on locks this weekend. That's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just you. That is a lot of locks.